Welcome back to Murder Sunshine. I wanted to go over the I don't know where that just went. The Heuermann Murder Inc article from where we left off last time. I'm sorry we have to scan through this again.
So here we are inside our whole camp. We've been told 200 families are being repatriated every day to Iraq. The Syrian families here are still being held here as HTS is not taking the Kurdish forces that are managing the camp. We're still to visit the foreign section of the camp, which we've been told is too dangerous to get out of a vehicle. We'll be hit with stones and stuff, children attacking
Rainy
foreign
day,
in the camp.
you're living in a material.
It's a whole community. This is the market for soup, people with their own businesses, all being supported by the camp administration. It's a mini city. We've seen children here that are clearly have been born and brought up in the camp. You've got a whole generation growing up surrounded by people who were in ISIS or part of that ideology. And what is the future for those children? We don't know. But when you ask people the big question, were you in ISIS? People don't want to tell you. People deflect the question or they won't talk to you. Was she in ISIS, and where did she come from in Iraq to join? Oh, sorry. They've got a lot of complaints about why they're here, but not many people want to tell you the story behind why they ended up inside our hole.
The life here is really bad. We don't have enough water. We don't have enough food. The nutrition is really bad. Like the Syrian cannot get out of here. They wouldn't allow us to get out. And at the same time, it's like we don't have enough.
We covered a lot on certain cases related that could possibly be related, and I don't like to speculate, but there was evidence to say that Heuermann's right next to Megan MacDonald when she disappeared. Is that a coincidence? We've realised that he has a taste for going to competitions like the chess matches for guns, you know, like shooting competitions, you know.
People who join that death cult, 100% keep with the ideology, far more so than the Iraqis and Syrians in other parts of the camp. These foreigners are kept completely separate.
And I really want to praise the person who put this together, because it's absolutely fantastic, and it's our best reference for this. There's not much out there on Heuermann. This goes into detail about his family. We've covered that. We covered the kind of Heuermann. Not anyone's covered that really, like I have. So if you interested in that, that's in there in my playlist. There's so many, you don't have to like watch from a certain point, but it would be an advantage to watch from the beginning, and I should go through them eventually, and we will put together like what Nathan did, like, you know, like sort of a summary a and then sort of put it onto a thing where we can talk about it in depth, and what we've discovered and what hasn't been discovered, more importantly. Okay.
She explained how recently one of the former foreign ISIS bride detainees was brutally attacked in the past few days.
Don't ever hold the opinion that I blame anything on Acer Arabs. I know that she possibly was a swinger. She met him after a divorce. She hadn't been single long, what I gathered from the Peacock documentary. I find that really distasteful to the victims, I just do. But that's my opinion, and it's got nothing to do with her. I don't blame the wife. It's not her asking him to go out and do this, it's him doing it. She couldn't have the sophistication to do that. to do what he does. To be honest, I think she's the one who put the dolls on there. Let's just say it. Let's just spit it out. Who else thinks that?
She was captured alongside thousands of foreign-born extremists.
On July 9th, 2003, NYPD Lieutenant Teresa Flannelly murder in Belmore, New York. Right, hang on. I'll skip loads here.
But now the 26-year-old wants to return to the UK.
We spoke about also his
US President Donald Trump's administration has made
his building that was listed as him as an architect in Brooklyn was where certain people have been found. I'm sure if you watched the last one, I would have mentioned the areas. There's so many, okay? And I'm not expecting everybody to think that this is all connected to human, but in some respects, right, it's one of those rabbit holes. This is connected, linked. There's no speculation, there's no hiding it. I'm putting it up on the screen, okay? And I think people should realise that things like this, detective work, doesn't involve these people go out, go to the areas, pick the parts, the pieces, the bones, and get to the point. And I really respect this article. I've never seen nothing like it.
Without question, just anything you want to say, basically, in terms of what's going on right now.
Yeah, and he had it listed as a building that was for disabled people, so he could claim back on the taxes. He was clearly on the fiddle as well. He weren't scared of that. How did a man like him end up in a position like that? And then look at his home.
Northeastern Syria is far from clear. In the capital Damascus, the new Islamist regime,
I'm just speculating at the moment, you know, and I think like he's not shy of decapitating these people because it's in his statement. It's confession, basically, isn't it? Okay. Now, I've been on the map and looked at these areas, and right, I see. So where's Rex's building there? Because I can't seem to find it when I go along on my maps. I can't. It's pity there's no link. So these guys, whoever is doing these articles, I bet they're fond of information.
Down, up, right, left, inside.
A headless skeleton. Yes, we spoke about that.
The Economist goes beyond that.
Yes, we got past this one, didn't we? Oh yeah. An unknown Asian male bound. Unidentified one in the same area. Another male. There's another male. Oh, okay. Doesn't say. Okay. But you see this. It's just all him, I reckon. And because he was like a duck hunter, he would know areas like that, wouldn't he? And it seems like, yeah. The 9th of July 2003, NYPD Lieutenant was murdered in Belmore. I don't think we read this. Just give me a second, guys. Don't want to miss anything. The girl was found in a bag in Chinatown. Same story. It's it's a very, very popular place in New York. I've studied like the map of it, like the 80s. I've actually got a map of New York. I'm a big I'm a big fan of like maps and stuff. I don't know if you can see, but we'll go through it, and it's a huge map. It's New York, and then you turn around, there's Long Island, you know. So I have looked, you know, into this. Yeah, even on map. But yeah, you know, it doesn't give you the street views or anything like a Google one would.
The picture of old world wealth and elegance.
Autopsy of a female officer yields few clues. Okay, an autopsy on a city cop who was found shot dead in her Long Island apartment was completed yesterday, but shed no immediate light on whether she was a suicide or a murder victim. Let's look her up.
You're not just preaching, you're also recruiting.
Diane.
ISIS. At least 540 Belgians have gone to Syria and Iraq to fight jihad, say researchers. Per capita, that's more than any other Western European country.
Marcounas. Sounds Greek, doesn't it?
Eunice Delafortri, 28-year-old ISIS veteran. Eunice offers a rare insight into the mind of an unrepentant ISIS supporter.
We are Muslims who are dreaming of the caliphate. Every Muslim in the world, even if he has a beard from 1 meter to 1 millimeter, a Muslim has to be in the caliphate.
Okay. I couldn't get hair off my eyebrow this morning, and now I'm picking it with my nails and it's coming out. Sorry. It's annoying. Anyway. Driver confesses to hitting a body on the road. Huh?
Because you have to obey the Amir.
So you would have.
That's Islamic law. And believe me, it's not a funny thing to execute people. Something terrible. Yeah.
Oh gosh, my nose.
Now he's back. One of more than 100 Belgians who have returned from Syria and Iraq. Graduates of ISIS and others.
Just trying to see an update.
Here. Now, walking the picturesque streets of Belgium.
We have to implement the Sharia. That's a must.
So do you think, you hear from a lot of people who support ISIS that they believe that this ideology will spread to Europe and across the whole world? Do you believe that?
It's already here. I said it before. It's already here. You cannot hide Islam. The ideology is Islam.
Oh wow. The bullet fragments from a murder of 2 children, which are useful of an ongoing investigation. We recovered the bodies of Jaspal, Greta Singh in autopsies and Nasser Homicide Squad. What's that got to do with Our Lady?
A lesson Belgium has learned the hard way. A year ago, ISIS murdered 32 people here, injured 300 others.
Two locations in Brussels. One at a crowded subway station in the central Belgian capital. The other at Brussels main airport.
Okay. I feel really bad looking at that.
Earlier in Paris, a massacre organized by ISIS operatives from across the border in Belgium.
The whole of Europe is going to suffer because of this, but the problem originates from Belgium.
Belgium is one of 26 European countries with open borders that allow people to move and work freely. But crossing those borders, you can see how easily terrorists can also exploit that freedom.
We're now driving from Belgium into France. I do have my passport with me, but I don't actually need it because essentially there is no driving from Nebraska.
Oh my, it's getting on my nerves.
You can tell that you've moved into another country is because the cell phone carrier changes.
So it doesn't seem like there is any idea what happened to her.
Police on patrol day and night, even as ISIS supporters are hidden in plain sight.
Oh, Jesus.
Thousands of young Europeans
Junk.
saying that he is ISIS.
That's right. They think
Okay.
ISIS is cool. Stella Fortree is one of them. He was
What,
actually
New
raised
York, huh?
Catholic.
Let's put New York.
Baptized as Michael, he even became an altar boy.
We were raised like normal Catholic people with their holidays on Sunday. We thank God, and that's the way it is.
As Eunice tells it, his journey from the mainstream to the margins of hell began with a troubled adolescence, smoking weed and trying harder drugs. His salvation, as he sees it, was discovered in this book, The Way of the Muslim, a detailed guide to living a pious life every hour.
They're my emails address, by the way.
He converted to Islam and changed his name to Eunice, Arabic for dog.
New York State Health Department officials are investigating complaints about the caregiving to pay 3 patients who died recently in Nassau County.
If you know there's a woman,
Did she die later on or something?
So you saw converted to Islam as an upgrade.
it's not good.
Upgrading opened the doors
Just one
to
answers.
Belgium's large Muslim community, where a small but vocal
So,
subset
is
of
her name
Islamic
popped up, is it?
fundamentalists
Oh,
was
no.
emerging.
Time corners.
Eunice joined their ranks.
Patient suffered with after her stomach was accidentally perforated 4 days earlier with a surgeon. So possibly that she died through complications and it wasn't a murder. That's peace of mind to some degree for the family.
I'm going to get my money.
But
I'm going. They want
gives reflection on the case. What speculation and what hasn't been refreshed on here, perhaps. Can't expect an article to know everything, can you? I mean, you'd be stupid if you thought
He
that.
likes to play video games and banter with his younger brother.
They're helping us by doing this, but as a base, and I appreciate it.
But in the next breath, he can
You don't have to all. I mean, I would love to be able to put all this together like this. That's some intelligence.
like Jim Foley and Stephen Sommel.
It's the difference between a technician and a professional. Do you know what I mean? Okay. So Mrs. Flannelly was living here at the time. I don't know who this could be.
Preacher inspired Eunice.
I was going to Europe. We're going to take over.
But we can move on with that one.
Eunice on trial walks free.
On July 13th, Rex Camp Smith, Cortland, 250 miles from Massapequa Park.
Assault rifle on Belgium's
Okay.
market.
On the morning, and we all know how many victims we found.
When Eunice
If you were really, I can't list them off from the beginning. Maybe I can. Sandra Costello, I think next was Miss Melissa Bartholomew, and Jessica Taylor, Maureen Brainerd Barnes. I think that was one of the first ones. Oops. I have to plug you in. Watch out for my bum bum. I appreciate everyone who's got the time to watch me, by the way, because I'm discovering that I would like people to see my research as well as my my synopsis, my view on the cases, and it'll help us to help each other, you know. I like people pointing stuff out to me, and I've been wrong. I really have. I've listened to the wrong people, but at the end of the day, I do my channel as professional and as a cordial. I don't go on Facebook and say things I shouldn't. I really don't bother with looking people up either. I think it's the biggest mistake sometimes. But sometimes, right, it might be the case of, wow, there's something about them, you know. And if it's a police matter, it should be dealt with. On the morning of July 14th, 2003, the body of an unidentified woman was found in the abandoned building in 1919 Whirlpool Street in Nigeria, New York. We spoke about this woman. I just want to bring her up again. See, it goes in the States sometimes where I have missed parts, okay? And I have read this out, but by the way, in another one, okay? Now, I will look her up actually while I'm here, because did we get a name for her? No. Wow, so many lovely lakes, isn't it? Okay, I didn't know Niagara Falls was there. Wow, okay. Hyde Park's really next door. Wow. Oh wow. You see, I've got a map. This doesn't tell me this stuff. Oh wow. I mean, I got so many stories that people have told me about travelling and stuff. But I love to see things like go camp and go hiking, and I would love to do that, but it scared me a bit in America, even though it's so beautiful, you know. I'm a timid little girl, really. The view of Whirlpool Street in Niagara. Okay. This is Whirlpool Street, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know how to make this where it's on the screen and covering everything up. Okay. Look at this building here. You know what I mean? It looks like it's I thought it was broken down and all that. Oh, silly me. Okay, get back to the job, Anne. So there's quite a few victims here and everywhere over New York. Let's be blunt. I don't feel I feel like a lot of people have got away with murder in the past as well. Look how that can be. He really thinks about these spots, doesn't he? You know, that's what gives him away, I think. On the 14th of July 2003, Rex goes to the Bronx Department building. That's where his building's based. Rex Heuermann lists 83 Maiden Lane, forenoon at 7:14:03. Now, we got to here, and I want to talk about Alan Placker. Alan Placker used to be a priest, I believe. Let's bring him up. Okay, guys. Very bad man. And this is the connection, I think, as well with uncle. Okay. Just a very average looking person, okay? Let's see what the internet says. But says all nice things about them as well. They're trying to rewrite history, I swear to God, this Google AI. On this Google. But the statute of law of limitations expired, so he didn't get prosecuted in the end. He got off. There were abuse and charges in 2009. He was cleared by the Vatican. Serving Dionysian Panel, Placker was formerly a member of Dionysian Panel investigating clerical abuse himself. Yeah. Conflict of interest. Yeah, sure is. Critics include abuse survivors and attorneys accuse Placker of using his position and legal background to protect the church's interests over those of the victims. Silencing victims. A 2021 report from the law firm Jeff and Anderson Associates accused Placker of using gag orders to coerce survivors into silence. That's where I heard a gag order from as well, and that's why I think of paedophiles in that sense as well. You know, when the crime of what Code Baker does, you know, he's studied this case. He's a weirdo, yes. Relationship with Ruby Giuliani, I don't know who that is. Lifelong friends, Placker and Giuliani have been close friends since high school, college. Placker officiated Giuliani's second wedding, baptized his kids, and I've got a list. Officiated with parents' funerals. Okay, right. Support and employment despite the accusations and being barred from the priestly duties of the church. Giuliani publicly defended Placker in 2003. Giuliani hired Placker to work at his consultant firm. A little bit about Placker. Harry, I think I've heard of him. I think he's another. So, Maiden Lane at noon. How long would it take from Maiden Lane to get to there? And how did they know that they were there? Is there something to be said for the reasons? I don't know. Trying to figure the link, sorry. Sometimes just doesn't come to the mind so quickly, does it? July 18th, 2003, Rex Heuermann lists 267 North 5th Street in Brooklyn, 1 mile from where Jessica Taylor was staying when she disappeared. No, make a fool of yourself. No, you're never gonna get it. Okay. Oh, okay. So they as clergy there, they would have been there at the time Jessica Taylor was taking Rex Heuermann's around the area. I mean, it's a distribution method, and I think it's done through the church. No trafficking. Am I wrong? I mean, it would make sense. And don't come at me in the comments, please, for that. Don't. It's my personal opinion. I mean, it doesn't mean it happens in every city. July 20th, 2003, higher power, Pisonic. So, you can see there. This should mean High Power Rifle League, Masonic River Sports Club by Manaville Lisk, mass grave site along Millet Road. Oh, wow. When you put it like that, sure. Bad. How can you live with yourself and not? How can you sleep? It takes a special type of psychopath to sleep at night, knowing you know what you've done like that. How many there are? Masonic River Sports Club in Manaville is only a mile from where Jessica Taylor was found herself. Okay, see, he does know every area, doesn't he? He's always about. I found it hard to get through as a trying to map it out live here and then doing it on the thing. It was hard. July 21st, 2003. Rex again lists the building in North 5th in Brooklyn, 1 mile from where Jessica Taylor was staying. Okay. July 25th, 2003, Elizabeth Rossetto, we spoke about this lady, was found, and her husband, for some reason, we went over this, didn't we? I do miss things sometimes though, so I'm glad I went over a bit, because I didn't explain out on Blacker last night, and I'll try and make this video a bit shorter from the beginning. He was on the run. We looked him up, didn't we? I don't remember seeing the map, you see. On July 27th, lists Camp Smith most likely means a shooting competition in Camp Smith in New York. We went through that yesterday. We did get up to this part, didn't we, guys? The building that she was found in, I mean, humans' names on it, you know. She's right by the area. So disgusting how he behaves. I mean, I don't think Jessica was messed with as well, decapitated. Wow, the Bone Museum. Why is that there? Why is he dropping him off for that? And someone was found it or something. Like, bones apparently are meant to be very expensive, you know, teeth. And I was watching one of John Ray's friends on his site talk about it, and they found that like these gangsters were going around with dogs, going to mortuaries, eating the flesh off people and taking the bones, and then filling the inside, you know what I mean, with piping and whatever they find inside the bones and rats, because they want to take the ribs basically for the veneers. That's where your veneers come from, guys. Police claim Jessica Taylor was last seen in Port Authority in New York City, where Steve Bates disappeared. Went over this, yeah. It really fathers me. How he weren't caught. And I do feel Bates is somehow one of his hands missing and stuff like that. Hello? Hi. Okay.
Man who had sounded the alarm before most people took it seriously. But the damage was already done.
got the worst solicitor in the world. Last minute everything. He last inspected the place, and he had the place for 20 years. I mean, until 2020. I wonder how many people are there, eh? Oh. And boost all the families out. That's just weird as well. We spoke about that really yesterday. I'm just looking at this properly. Oh, it was his architect at the time. It was under a different name, wasn't it? Harvey Rothenberg. And Stevie Bates' sister. Heuermann worked on a home for people with disabilities for the Catholic Guardian Society, 1 block from where Tiffany Dixon disappeared, which is a very interesting case that we should never forget as well. This little girl was right by the area where he was working at the time in 92, around 91. Signed off in 95 from the WAC. Here's his name down there. He's filling in for him. Catholic Garden Society owns it, so the Catholic Church own it, you know.
To see how it works, we used a consultant to set up a Facebook page. With a nom de guerre, he posed as a lion of jihad, posting images that
very complex system, but this is really remarkable. This is remarkable news. I have pointed this out before, but the more it sinks into my mind, the more I read about it, because I've read this a few times now. That clearly his work, his building, his architecture, it's all funded, and it's with him having priest, FBI, father who was in the police in Nassau County too. Yeah, he's got connections too. So I'm thinking to myself, what is here? This is a service. The murdering, the laundering, making buildings for disabilities. It could bring more income into the church, into his pockets too. With all the clauses on the tax, he's probably very right about. Rex Heuermann, RH Consultant Associates, Incorporated, are listed as donor as hardship. Okay, have a look at that for a second. I have bad eyesight personally. He's listed there. Okay. I'm just so good at understanding everyone I'm at there. I'll be back in a second. That was very small writing, I'll be honest.
We met a small-time drug dealer. He showed us an AK-47, like the ones used in the Paris attacks. Black market price tag, he says, about $3,000. So who will win this battle? How long will it take?
I don't want to be pessimistic, but I think the actions of those in Paris
Hang on guys, sorry.
Eunice says he has no intention of attacking Europe. His focus is on the next generation. He named one of his sons Son.
Yeah. I want to get that name again.
When we come back, Rhodes, Belgium's democracy, was blasted Lex, he's covered for check.
I'm going to give my money.
Play with me.
There will always be a line between you and me, and that line is my religion.
Eunice Della Fortri wants to live under Sharia law. He hates democracy. He even joined ISIS. But on this day,
Okay.
it's payday.
So who's William? Let's... Oh no.
But they're not paying any more. They've got a job repairing bicycles. Even so, he embodies a serious dilemma for Belgium.
It could be that the church themselves
Life and death.
renovate the whole thing, and the person who owns the area of the new building owns the area. Do you understand me? If that makes sense.
Since we met Eunice, he's been convicted of domestic abuse. He's obviously capable of violence.
William.
Still, not every extremist becomes a terrorist, but it leaves authorities here with a major challenge. Look out, which radicals really are taking time bombs.
Do you think there'll be more attacks?
I think this is stuff now.
In Belgium, experts give a hodgepodge of prescriptions, and not always what you would expect. On one hand, a secular Muslim writer calls for harsher punishments.
When it comes to people who leave the
And he isn't far from Tiffany Dixon there, is he?
zero tolerance, right?
You know?
Former security chief says, respect due process.
Can be very effective.
And he's got like on his Google search children, you know, crying, children doing this, so he got pleasure from that. Heartshare Human Service of New York. Roman Catholic Dionysus of Brooklyn, formerly Catholic Guardian Society of Brooklyn and Queens. Okay, so they changed the name again. Let's write that down. Freaking hell. Is that like an address? I don't know, you know. A not-for-profit corporation owns buildings. Okay. For use as an immediate care facility providing services for persons with varying degrees of mental retardation. Scares me, this. It's like they're looking for vulnerable people to attack. Do you understand me? The project, located on 689 Hart Street, approximately 2,500 feet, comprised of 10 beds in Brooklyn, Kings County, has a total project cost to be refinanced estimated not to exceed £1,200,000. Rex Heuermann and RH Consultants and Associates Incorporated are listed as donors below. Okay. What's this? I mean, look at the type of rope it is. It's like, it's not climbing rope, that's for sure. You know, he's on September 20th, he's using the right stuff. On September 20th, 1991, a woman was found murdered in Staten Island, New York. She had been handcuffed, bludgeoned to the head and set on fire. The girl with a scorpion tattoo was identified using genetic genealogy, and they came up with her name. Like, she was sort of dumped there. That does sort of ring of a, you know. It's good to remember her name. I reckon it'll be on the indictment soon. The piecing this all together, and it's the way, like, the lieutenant isn't caring to look on this. It's like, he's been going on for a long time doing this, and he doesn't seem to want to look into that too much, does he? Which I find really complicated about the case.
Between 8 to 10,000 forced marriages, reports of forced marriage in the UK every year. We prosecuted more than 200 cases last year of honor-based violence. What we have here are crimes in the name of the Father, the Son, and the blessed male members of the family. For people who give actions no categorically in what they are doing with religious wrong, there isn't this misunderstanding effect. What there is just themselves.
And then there's a tweet from this guy. Over 30 years ago, an unidentified young woman was found brutally murdered in Staten Island's East Shore. After years of work aided by innovative forensic genealogy, we ID'd Christine Belusko of Morris County, New Jersey, as a victim, and Christine had a 2-year-old child, Krista Nicola. What happened to her?
The most extreme examples of homicide, and we have perhaps 10 to 12 of those in the United Kingdom every year, which are honour-related.
Alright. I'll read this out and I will if I find this in, look at the hammer. It's definitely a human victim. We have went through this before, by the way. I'm sorry if you're shocked, but then it is an ongoing investigation. But yeah, definitely is ammo, isn't it? And the hammer is a workman's hammer. Them handcuffs don't look that great, but I don't know myself. I think the truth here is staying still, because either way he's a big man and he's gonna use something really hurtful, or it's gonna take pleasure if you struggle, you know. Your instinct kicks in even if you. I think people go into shock and just freeze. You know, during the search Rex Heuermann's house, the police reportedly found handcuff key. Exclusive Gilgo Beach serial killer suspect Rex Heuermann had stained torn shirt and handcuff keys in workshop of his Long Island home. Suspect Gilgo Beach serial killer Rex Heuermann kept a torn and stained shirt and handcuff keys in his workshop at his Long Island home. I wonder if he always collected the handcuff keys. Investigators on Wednesday were spotted carrying a listed items discovered by cops combing the property for trophies linked to the victims. The 59-year-old architect is charged with murdering 3 women and is suspected of more. This was early on. Sorry if my reading's a bit off today. I haven't had any sleep. Bit of stress. The suspect Gilgo Beach serial killer Rex Heuermann. I just said that. Heuermann also described a cabinet maker's hammer as his favourite tool. The hammer found with Christine Belusko is believed to be an auto body hammer. A man named Lloyd Al has resided in Massapequa since prior to 1989. Lloyd Al.
Predominantly from South Asia, India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. In a recent survey of 500 young British people from Asian backgrounds, 2/3 said families should live according to the concept of honour. Almost 1 in 5 said physical punishment of women was justified for certain behaviours, such as going out at night unaccompanied.
I just come up with banks.
And 6% of the young men surveyed said under certain circumstances, honour killings could be justified.
I have one tool that's pretty much used in every job, and it's actually a cabinet maker's hammer. Wow. It's just a weird interview though. It's persuasive enough when I need to persuade something, and it always yields excellent results. And at the end of the project, whatever piece of furniture or what I'm working on, it always helps it come out beautifully. He went on to say, sometimes I have to be the heavy framing hammer. Other times I'm the lightweight hammer just to nudge things along. I mean, that isn't a hidden agenda, and that I don't know what is.
Harm themselves, will actually kill themselves, and that, because that's the only way they can see out of this.
He also worked in a property at that time as well,
There's a growing realization that some Asian
in Staten Island.
have been using their culture as a shield to justify the notion that family honour can be regained by violence.
That concept exists in every Asiatic mind, whether they be Great Britain, whether they be
Let's look up Christine.
whether they be in Pakistan, India, wherever. It's a concept. It doesn't stop just because you have got to do that.
Detective Constable Alvinda Singh
Let's see if we've got any answers for Christine yet.
Always advocated to use law processes. It's a ruse. We won't feel that value. It's a culture. Well, hang on a minute. Crime's being committed. People's lives are being destroyed. People's freedoms are being suppressed. Oh, but that's okay. That's a culture. But have you actually spoken to people who are being denied these basic freedoms? And that's the problem with this concept of diversity. It's now crossing over into physical practice, and it's simply not working.
There is this mistaken perception that, it's culturally acceptable for forced marriage to happen, and police officers...
Okay, this is where it mentions Lloydell. An individual by the name of Lloydell was identified, but that's as far as it got. Heuermann said there was no other indication that he was involved. He couldn't be prosecuted or exonerated at the same time, given the circumstances that we knew, Heuermann said, adding the individual is no longer living. Okay.
Detective Sergeant Trudy Runner of the West Midlands Police has worked with many victims of honour-based violence and tries to educate other officers.
As of September 2025, the killer of Christine Belusko remains at large. I think it's him if there's no discovery for it. I definitely feel that I mean, it's the way she's been placed, not buried. He does that, doesn't he? And he's right next to her. Well, I've got to go, guys, but take care. I'll be on back later to carry on from we'll be talking about Christina a bit more, Christine, sorry, and then Shannon. And have a good afternoon. Bye bye.